welcome to another parts factory installation tutorial video. Today we're going to be chucking a power steering pump on this 2004 to 2009 Subaru WRX. I've never done one personally, so I am going to be cutting and chopping the video to make it make sense, but we've pretty much got to get straight into this one, and we'll see how we go as we go. Right, so the power steering pump is here. In order to get to that area, I'm going to probably remove this main radiator hose. I'm going to do this last because it was still hot. It's still hot right now. First of all, we're going to remove this trim piece here. Going to remove this cover here. Might even probably either undo this bolt and prop this up out of the way, or we may have to look at it removing it completely. I'm not exactly sure at this stage, but I'm going to get this cover off, and yeah, that'll do to start. Okay, 10mm bolt on the top. Just leave it in the trim. This looks like it could just be a, yep, it's just a mount, plastic mount like that. Should just be able to pull that section out. Yep, it literally just slides in there. Your power steering pump here, it appears that the belt is tensioned from the alternator tensioner bracket. Undo this one here first. Undo this one. And there she goes, coming down already. There we go. Go. There's our belt. Just remove that completely out of the way. Right, we're going to undo this one here. Now there will be fluid in this, so if you don't already, throw some sort of mat underneath the car. I'll use these mats here. Usually try and have it right where it would drip, if it was to drip. Won't always drip. It might be a little tough to get off at start. If it is too tough, we're gonna have to rip out a pair of pliers. See you coming. Pull that hose clamp out of the way. There it is there. All that spillage. Try and keep your hands clean. You don't want to be spreading this oil around unnecessarily. Right, so we've waited 20 minutes, let the car cool down a bit. It's only lukewarm now. So I'm just going to, what we've done is we've undone this hose clamp. I've undone this crimp clamp, and we're going to just pull that hose off like that. It might go everywhere, it's all good. Realistically, we don't actually have to pull it all the way off the radiator. We can just rotate it down. I just got to a critical point in this job. I've had a look at the pump, the way it's set up. There's actually a bolt on the bottom of the pump, not just two on the top, so that makes it a little different. So now we're going to have to modify our approach. We may actually have to remove some of the parts just here, including probably this 10mm, this 10mm, maybe even this Allen key. We'll get these plugs out of the way, and then we'll have a look to see if we can access that bottom bolt without removing this air intake tube. Right, 10mm back out again. We're going to see if we can remove all this out of our way. Where is it? Oh, that's a 12mm. Got one here. One. Two. I've left these two 10mm nuts and bolts on the top. There's no reason to get them too far out of our way. Now I want to see if I can get to that 10mm, that 12mm from here. These little tubes are the next thing that's in our way. I'm going to see if we can pop them off like that. Same thing with this one. Pry bar of destiny. See how we just maneuver all those pipes out of the way and see if we can get to that bottom 12mm. Unfortunately, I would say that the bottom 12mm can't actually come out without removing this power steering pump bracket. Right, the best way to do this is probably take this entire bracket off. So you'll see one bolt down here. Bit of Loctite on there, so it's actually never been pulled out before. Stick your bolts on top. Should have another 12mm just down here. There it is there. 1 and 2. We're going to undo this alternator one fully. Sticking it on top. Now there appears to be one straight down the back behind the power steering pump attached to that bracket. See it there?
Need alignment.
Just there. Now you will see the whole power steering pump comes forward. That way we can access that mongrel bolt I was talking about without any dramas whatsoever. Right, now I'm going to undo the main high pressure line. Whew, she's tight. Paying close attention not to drop any of these banjo bolts. Washers. Bring that high pressure line out of the way, stick it over next to the low pressure line and lift your pump out. Right, before we go any further, I just wanted to show you the parts factory version of this part. Now I believe these are available on our website for $185 as of 2021, January. They are a direct replacement, come with a 3-year warranty. We only source our products from high quality manufacturers in China, usually testing over 20 different manufacturers before choosing just one, which is awesome. They do come with a 2-year manufacturer warranty, but we are extended to 3 years straight up, no worries. We're confident in our supplier. Now, they also come with free express post Australia-wide, so we're talking about if you purchase it on a Monday, you receive the product on Wednesday morning, which is outstanding, especially in this industry. Now, they are a direct replacement unit. We're talking about exactly the same, high quality, in and out, Bob's your uncle. From this point, you would from this point, you'd pull out this 13mm bolt, put the new pump in, put that bolt in, and do exactly the same process again, but in reverse. Alrighty. First of all, I'm going to throw that one that goes in the back. I'm going to put it in there. Once you feel it bite, it should tighten by hand. Next step would be to put our high pressure line back on. Remembering our 1 copper O-ring on the outs on this side of the line, 1 copper O-ring on that side of the line. So place the bolt in, the banjo bolt, copper washers. Using your 14mm, you can start it with your hand. Once you've got it started, welcome to use whatever tool you would like. I prefer side gun. Get tight, but not too tight. Okay, at this point we want to put our two 12mm in at the front of the pump. We've got one directly underneath. Got one that had the Loctite on it over on the right side of the pump. Just wiggling the whole bracket until you find it bite. I would prefer to tighten up the one at the back first. There it goes there. Take your extension off. 2 ones at the bottom. One here. One over here. Just line it up with your hand. Nice and tight. You can hear it. Yep. Next step is to then put our alternator bolt back in, which is this one just here. Just line it up. We're not going to be tightening this just yet. Tighten it up a bit, but not too much. Let it flop there. Okay, low pressure line back on. We can swing that underneath here, dragging it up and over the high pressure. Just wobble it on like that. There we go. Right, now we're gonna tighten up our low pressure line hose clamp. Try and be careful using any rattle guns on that, otherwise you'll strip the thread on your hose clamp. Gonna bring our radiator hose back up, tuck it down, place it on. Same as before, crimp down on your clamp, drag it forward. Using your bottom finger to assist dragging it forward. You don't want the hose clamp to be crooked, you want it to be straight. Crooked will fall off, I guarantee it. Right, next step is to fix up all of our pipes, plugs, hoses, etc. Now I believe that this longer one went to the top. Using a pair of pliers, you can sometimes grip down on the bottom of the pipe and push it on like that, you see? Otherwise, you will not be able to conquer that. Okay, same thing here. You can, just like that, with the pliers, that one's much easier. Bring all our little devices back. That one just seems to pop in there like that with a 10mm bolt. Just place that in temporarily. Just like so. Same thing here. There's only one bolt holding that unit. Like that, place it in temporarily. Remember your wire to the power steering pump, that's your pressure switch. Going to be plugging that back in. Otherwise you'll have problems on your dash. Next step would then be fan belt. And all we do is take it down underneath the harmonic balancer, line up the ribs. You want to put it on the power steering pump first. That way there's kind of something to lever off. Line it up to your harmonic balancer and then drag it over the top of your alternator. Next step, 10mm back out again. We can tighten up our alternator. Okay, once you get to about 1/2 mil of movement in your fan belt, just enough where you push down on it, moves about 1/2 mil, no more. Yep, see that? That's nice tension. You want to lock it in here. Boom. Nice tension. All of our pipes are back on. Our 3 bolts to the bracket, we never took those lines. Our 2 copper O-rings plus our banjo bolts back in. And that's it. Right, now that we've finished the job, we have to remember the fluids lost at the very beginning of the video. I've gone and got power steering fluid. It's just standard power steering fluid. You're welcome to do further research. I don't get into the nitty-gritty things about other people's stuff, but go and find out what power steering fluid suits your vehicle. Same thing with coolant. I'll be topping mine up with a bit of water, considering the majority of it is already coolant. Other than that, yeah, as I said, go and get your specs, get all your fluids back up to where they should be. You're also probably advised to give the engine bay a little bit of a degrease, even just a bit of carby cleaner and a hose, WD-40 at the end. But other than that, that's all the job done. If you are interested in this product from Parts Factory, our web address is www.partsfactoryoz.com.au. That's AUS at the back of Parts Factory. All right, I'm Lucas Strabs, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.